70% of Earth is filled with water. Out of the 70%, 97% of that water is salt water, while the other 3% is fresh water. 2% of the 3% is glaciers, while 1% is groundwater. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some key words to learn about groundwater, and also we're going to be finding the difference between groundwater and surface water. As you can see right in front of me, I have some rocks and pebbles. We're going to demonstrate this as the Earth's surface. Let's take this water. We colored it purple so it's easier to identify. Let's assume this water is our rainwater. It continually pours on the Earth's surface. As I'm pouring, the water in the ground is moving. This shows that water in the ground moves evenly. So water is collected under the ground is called groundwater. Now let's elevate the land a bit. Let's say we can move this water, all the rocks to this one side only. I'm going to create this mountain. As you can see, there's high elevation over here and there's low elevation over here. This would probably represent something like a beach. Water below here is being stored and collected. Over here is the surface water, while the water collected under the rocks is the groundwater. I'm going to be pouring some more to show again. See, the surface water is raised a bit and the groundwater is still below the surface. Now I'm going to explain the key words. The clear water or the beach water that you're seeing over here is called surface water. It's because the water cannot penetrate anymore to the land. However, if you look over here, this is groundwater. Groundwater stays below the surface. So now we're going to be talking about the different zones over here. So first is the unsaturated zone. Basically, the unsaturated zone, or near the top of the whole mountain in this case, this allows the water to penetrate through the soil, allowing it to go deeper and deeper and being stored as groundwater. The ground or rocks, such as porous rocks, that allow the water to pass through is called the unsaturated zone. Next is the saturated zone. The saturated zone is at the bottom, as you can see. This is where all the water is being stored. In the saturated zone, what happens is, if there's no more space for more water to be filled, then the groundwater will rise up to the surface. Saturated zone is also called as the aquifer zone. Aquifer means whole water storing, which is nothing but saturated zone. Next is the water table. This is the place where the saturated zone and the unsaturated zone meet. For example, it can be over here and over here. So basically here, the surface water and the groundwater meeting, and also this rocks over here, and then the water below is meeting. And this is called water table. Sometimes impermeable rocks don't allow any of the water to go through, making the water rise even more. So in this example, the bottom of the plastic jar will be impermeable because it doesn't allow any more water to sink through. Okay, so this would be the water table, and now that the water has risen up, it would be somewhere here. The saturated zone is the place where all water is filled. Unsaturated zone is where all the water is not filled and allows the water to penetrate through the soil. Impermeable rock means that it does not allow the water to fill in more, allowing the water level to rise. Basically, groundwater is over here because it's under the surface, and surface water is above the surface.